Immediately, most people run to hair typing. Most people are like, oh, when people say know your hair, they immediately go 4C, 4B, 4A, 3C, 7Y. Let's pause. Let's come back. We've gone too far. I didn't mean that. That's not what I'm talking about in this video. You're watching another episode of Curls with Ree, where we talk about all things natural hair. This series is designed to help educate and empower all curly, kinky, and coily girls across the world. Let's get into today's topic. We back. And hello. Welcome back to my channel. How are you guys today? I'm good. Thank you for asking. Sweet people. So yeah, we are back with another Curls with Ree. Yes. Snaps for that. Legally Blonde. Anyway, so today we are on episode 3. Isn't that exciting? We are moving, we are progressing, we are doing things, we are traveling near and far to get to where? Luscious curls. Y'all see I bring my fro out for y'all. I figured like y'all would trust me more if y'all see what I could do. So I'm gonna try to show my natural hair, show my little looks, what I doing, so y'all could, gain some trust in what I'm saying. I'm not here spitting out lies and fallacies. Not today. So yeah, y'all know what Curls with Ree is about. If you have not watched the first 2 episodes, I'd like to talk to you in private at this point, because what are we doing? Can you please just go back, just rewind, watch those episodes so you're caught up, so you're aware. I want to make sure you're aware and you're up to date. You're welcome. So today on episode 3, yes, we are bilingual in this. Come on now. We are talking about how to buy products that work for you. But we're also talking about learning and knowing our hair at the same time. I wanted to combine these 2 things into kind of like one video, so we can maybe kill 2 birds with 1 stone, or so we can provide a lot of value and a lot of knowledge in another video. So how to buy products that work for you. Mainly the best way to buy products that work for you is to know your hair, to be honest. The best way to buy products that work for you. The most guaranteed way to buy products that work for you is to learn your hair. Now, when I say learn your hair, immediately, most people, and I did pronounce that incorrectly by choice, immediately, most people run to hair typing. Most people are like, oh, when people say know your hair, they immediately go 4C, 4B, 4A, 3C, 7Y. Let's pause. Let's come back. We've gone too far. I didn't mean that. That's not what I'm talking about in this video. I personally don't really think hair typing is helpful, and I don't think it leads us to the glory land. Personally, I haven't spent like the past almost 3 years of actually starting my natural hair journey. I haven't focused much. I haven't focused at all really on typing my hair. I think I'm like a 4A, 4B situation, because I think the type 3 girls, their hair they have like a more cute curl, but the 4C, we give you kinky, we give you coily. You don't know what you're getting with type 4 girls. So I think my hair is maybe more type 4, but the point I'm trying to share with you guys is that I myself don't care or know, because I don't think that is vital to a natural hair journey. I don't think it's vital to learning your hair, to type it up. I just think it's a way for us to kind of categorize and belong. But I don't think it's essential to buying products that work for you. I don't think it's essential to knowing or learning your hair in a way that creates love and assurance and inspiration. So without rambling, I think instead of learning about our hair type, we could learn 3 different things that will change the game so much more. I'm telling you, focus on these 3 things, and I think you could kind of combat any problems you have with your hair, and you can also give your hair what it needs. So I'm going to get into it. If you haven't subscribed, once again, let's talk. Why? Can you click the button? Please. I just feel as though we'll have fun here. It's a party. We share knowledge, but we have fun with it. Keep it, you know, light, fun, airy, motivating. Point is, you should subscribe. Click the button. Thanks. Okay, so we are going to get into the first point. So apart from our hair typing, you need to know your porosity, and it will help you so much in buying products. Like so much. You don't even understand. It matters. Hair porosity. So there are 3 different types of hair porosity: high, normal, and low. And basically your porosity is the amount of, let's say, pores, or how porous your actual hair strands are. If you have high porosity, you have a lot of pores, or your hair is much more porous, which means that water and moisture can easily seep into your hair. Whereas if you have low porosity, that basically means that your hair is not very porous and you have a hard time getting that moisture in. And if you're normal porosity, you have basically 0 problems. Your hair is just killing the game. You absorb moisture well, you retain moisture well, you're just having a good time. So the reason why I think porosity is important, and you need to know whether you're high porosity or low porosity or normal porosity, is because this determines so much around your hair routine and around the products that you buy. So I'm going to touch on the one that I know the most first, and the one that I am. So I am low porosity. I've been low porosity all my life, like even with colored hair, because color can change your porosity level, so be mindful of that. But as you color your hair kind of changes in its porosity. But maybe I'm on the super low side because I am still low porosity in that basically my hair takes a while to get that moisture in. And there are various ways for you to test what you are. So I just want to pause there and come back. There are various ways to test what you are. The easiest way is the water strand test, where you best take a clean strand of your hair, like dump it in a glass of water, and if it sinks, you're high porosity. If it just floats on top, you're low porosity. If it's in the middle, you're more normal. So most people do the water strand test. That's like the old low-key test that we all did to figure out what we are. But recently, Daye La Soul, she came out with a really helpful video in terms of questions you can ask to figure out what your porosity is. So I'll link that video below if you want to kind of look deeper into her video on those questions. But the question I think is most vital for me, and that we can easily kind of figure out what our porosity level is does your hair take long to dry? Because my hair, this hair don't dry. My hair, like, minimum can take 48 to 72 hours to dry. Like, when people, you know, ever watch a tutorial and someone's like, oh, so it's the next day and my curls are dry and I'm ready to take this out. That's the part of the video that I always pause on, because I'm like, how? What you mean it's the next day and your curls are dry? Every time I wash my hair and I go to bed, I wash my hairstyle, I go to bed, I wake up, my hair is just as moist as when I washed it. It's like nothing happened. I have to let it air dry for like 2+ days for any style to retain, because my hair doesn't dry. My hair just, when I tell you low porosity, hair can, like water just sits on my hair. Nowhere to go. It doesn't absorb, it doesn't dry out, it just has a party on my head. So I think a major question you can ask yourself to figure out if you're high porosity or low porosity or normal porosity is generally how long it takes for your hair to dry. And if it takes a long time, chances are you are low porosity. If your hair dries very quickly, girl, you high porosity, and congratulations, because you could just style, wham bam, thank you ma'am, run out the door. And there are benefits to high and low porosity. I don't think it's a thing where you like, oh, like you should be jealous of like girls who are high porosity, girls who are low porosity. I don't think it's a matter of being jealous. I just think it's a matter of learning your hair and being able to adapt to what benefits your hair strands. But low porosity girls, a really good hack is to deep condition with heat, because when you deep condition, you're trying to add moisture back into your hair, but your hair is low porosity, so it takes a little while. It takes some time for that moisture to seep in your hair. So what you can do to kind of speed that up is apply some heat, because that kind of opens up the pores and the pores on the strands of your hair, so that moisture can get into it. Another hack, if you are low porosity, is add honey, or aim for honey-based treatments, deep conditioners, anything. Honey is a great humectant, and you need that humectant to attract moisture to your strands. So now we're moving on to the second thing we need to know about our hair. Point 2. This is hair density. Hair density is basically how many or the amount of strands that is basically on your scalp. There are 2 different types of density, thin and thick. I know most people think all natural hair is thick. Natural hair can also be thin, and natural hair can be thick. All natural hair isn't thick. There is thin natural hair. Density isn't something that you can necessarily test. I feel like you can look at someone's hair and determine their density. For example, my hair is very thick. My hair is I have a thick density, whereas I would look at my friend's hair and maybe your hair isn't as thick as mine. Her hair is more on the thin side, and that means that we probably can benefit from 2 different types of product. So to make it very clear and to make it a little simple, when you have thick hair like me, girl, we need thick products. We don't need to play games with the watery based products. Get you a shea butter based deep conditioner, a shea butter based curl cream. You need the butters. Plain and simple, you need a butter because that butter is thick. So you need a no play thick butter on your hair, because that is actually what's going to work best on your thick hair. Whereas if you have a thin density, if your natural hair is on the thinner side, I think you can benefit a lot more from water-based products because they are a little lighter and thinner from their hair, because you don't want to put thick butters all over your thin natural hair because that will weigh your hair down. Sorry y'all if the light just changed. The sun just came out. So I would tend to go for lighter water-based products. They have like water-based leave-in conditioners and stuff like that, because that will probably benefit your hair a bit more. So if you're thick, go for thicker products. If you have thinner natural, if your hair is thick, I know if you thick, you thick. Ain't nothing you could do about that. But if your hair is not, if your hair is thick, then you should go for butters. So butter-based products. If your hair is thin, you should really aim for water-based products. So there you go. Density, point 2. Know your density, thick or thin. Let's move on. So the last point I want to talk to you guys today, the last thing you need to know about your hair is your hair stress. And I probably pronounced that wrong because I have an accent, so work with me. Your hair stress. Yes. So what is this, you might say? What the hell is she talking about? Good question. Your hair stress is basically the damage level of your hair, to be honest. So the damage level or the amount of stress that is on your hair. So everybody has different damage levels depending on what you do to your hair. So I'll just go into deep about the different kinds of hair stress. So the first one, and the one I'm probably most susceptible to, is coloring. So coloring is sort of damaging to your hair. Not sort of, it is damaging to your hair. It's a choice, we live with it. I prefer to color my hair, it just gives me the look I want. But it is damaging to your hair, so you just have to accept the risk beyond that. Another factor of hair stress can be heat. So if you apply a lot of heat to your hair, that is a form of hair stress in regards to how stressed your strands are. A lot of heat can lead to breakage and things like that. Another factor can also be hair manipulation. So if you do a lot of protective styles, mainly wigs, weaves, braids, twists, all those things. So if you do a lot of protective styles and you're not maintaining your hair underneath, that can also be a form of hair stress, because you are just kind of like pulling, so to speak, on your hair without putting in the necessary protein and moisture that it needs to balance out. So color, heat, and a lot of manipulation, those can be factors when it comes to hair stress, and those can determine the damage of your hair strands. So damage, we can see those in various ways. Damage can be seen in so many different ways. I'm talking weak, brittle hair, dry scalp, split ends. Like there's so many ways you can tell like when your hair is kind of damaged, and there are different ways obviously to correct that. But I just want to stress that it is important to kind of analyze your hair in regards to the hair stress and how much pressure how much pressure you put on your hair to basically succeed. Obviously with manipulation, you want to add more products that can aid to your hair stress. So for example, if you're coloring your hair a lot, you want to lean more to color safe products. Make sure to read the label and make sure that the product is color safe. You don't want anything that strips your color, because that costs money, that costs time. Ain't none of that. So make sure that the products you're using, if you color your hair, are colored safe. If you are using a lot of heat, baby boo, you need a lot of protein, because that heat is just ripping away at all the protein and the keratin that sits on your hair. So you need maybe like a keratin treatment, maybe a lot more protein treatments to kind of balance that out. And same thing if you use a lot of manipulation, and if you're using a lot of wigs and weaves and braids and stuff like that, you might need a lot more moisturizing products, because your hair might be dry because it's not necessarily being moisturized that often, depending on your protective style. So those are things to be mindful of. Those are things to look out for. I am done. Those are the 3 things I want to talk to you guys about. So beyond your hair type, definitely please look into your hair porosity, your hair density, and the hair stress, and those can basically determine the types of products that you need. This session is done. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if these 3 things you found helpful today. And definitely watch some more videos. Why not? And be sure to subscribe. So that is me. Thank you so much for joining me today. And I will see you in the next video. Bye. Push through. Wait. Whoa. I'm aggressive. Whew. Okay. I hate when people lie. That's a lie. Do you know honey or not? If honey is the last ingredient and you have all these chemicals, what you mean honey?